How to replace a starter on Dodge Neon 2002. First of all, the starter itself located right there. This will be the replacement. Using the 10mm key, disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Use a deep 10mm socket. The starter itself is mounted on two 15mm bolts, one on top, one in the bottom. To access these bolts, you need to remove throttle body hose, and it will be enough space for you to access them. Using the flat screwdriver, loosen this bolt and this bolt. When both of these bolts, when you loosen them, you can easily remove the throttle body hose. You don't need to remove the air filter box. Just move it a little bit and you will be able to squeeze the throttle body hose out from your way. When it's already done by you, you easily can access two 15mm bolts that belongs to the starter. One on top and one in the bottom. Electrical connector of the starter located right there and hard to access. Firstly, I recommend you to remove the starter. Remove two 15mm bolts. This is the one on top. The first bolt is loose. And one bolt, the second bolt on the bottom. I recommend you to squeeze your ratchet like this under the car, something like this, and loosen him from the bottom. As you can see, the lower bolt is almost out. At the beginning I recommend you to loosen both of them, but firstly remove the bolt in the bottom, this one, and then when he will be removed, remove the second bolt from the top. It's pretty easy when he already loosened. Just use your fingertips. One in the bottom removed, and right now remove the second bolt, which is on the top of the starter. The second bolt is removed, and right now starter is already out. Right now what you have to do, you have to squeeze him up. Use both hands to do it, to take him out. I could not squeeze him through the upper part, that's why you need to squeeze him through the lower part, underneath of your car. But firstly you have to disconnect this connector and you have to loosen this bolt. This connector was easy to disconnect. I just tap on top and simply remove him. This one is 13mm bolt, and you just have to simply to find the spot. You have to position the starter in a better angle and have to put the ratchet with the 13mm socket to remove this bolt. I did it this way. Alright, when it was disconnected, this is how it looks. 13mm, and right now you can squeeze starter from the bottom. When you install the new starter, just squeeze him from the bottom and hold him underneath. From the top you will be unable to install him. Install the new starter from the bottom. Position him like this from the bottom, and then from the top allocate him properly to tighten him onto screws. Before you will install him back, plug the connectors. It's very important, because then it will be a lot harder for you to plug them. In case with this starter, it's mounted on two absolutely identical 15mm bolts. Sometimes these bolts could be different. In this case it doesn't matter, top or bottom. I mounted him just on one bolt on top, and right now plug in electrical connector using this mini ratchet with 13mm key on it. Just tighten it little by little. Little by little. You see, it's already becoming more and more close. Another thing that I noticed, and that will help you for sure, is that you also have to disconnect this vacuum, which goes from here to here. This will give you a little bit more space during removal and installation of the starter on your Dodge Neon. Alright, when you plugged all electrical connectors and installed the bolt which is on top for your starter, make sure that you also put the ground point. This ground goes to the bolt itself, as you can see. It's a black wire, this one, and you need to put him on a bolt. It's time to install the lower bolt. The lower bolt is the easiest thing. Just simply put him in and tighten him to specs. And then don't forget to plug the vacuum hose back on place. Alright, and the last part that you have to install, when you make sure that all bolts are tightened to specs and all electrical connectors are on the starter itself, install the throttle body hose in place. Plug the negative terminal of the battery back on and go and start your car. Make sure that you didn't leave nothing on top before you will start. All the bolts, for example, I still have the socket, because all this will fall down. Started perfectly. This was the replacement of the starter on Dodge Neon 2002, the second generation of Dodge Neon. Thanks for watching.